welcome to Munnday Motivators!
Good morning, kids! Before we get started with this week's episode, I just want to ask Billy a question.
Oh, well, what do you want to ask, Roxy?
Well, Billy, I could see you were just pretending to play the guitar. I was wondering if you really know how to play it.
Well, I've always wanted to learn how to play, but I just really haven't figured it out.
Have you taken lessons or practiced playing the guitar?
Nope. I guess that could be why.
I think you're right, Billy. If you want to learn how to play the guitar, you need to practice. And you need a little something called self-discipline.
You know, Roxy, if I didn't know any better, I would say that's probably a lesson we're going to teach the kids.
Well, you're right about that, Billy. This month on Munnday Motivators, we're going to learn all about self-discipline. Do you have any idea what that means?
Well, I've heard discipline before, and that's usually when I'm getting into trouble for something. And self means like me. So, is it me punishing myself?
That's a good try, Billy. But self-discipline is actually taking responsibility for yourself. It's doing what you know you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Someone who is self-disciplined knows what has to be done and does it.
Oh, I'm still a little confused.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. Someone who is self-disciplined sets a goal for him or herself. Let's say your goal is to learn how to play the guitar. In order for you to meet your goal, you have to make sure you take lessons and practice often. If you skip practicing and you play video games instead, you aren't moving yourself towards your goal. You can't get better at it if you don't work hard at it. You set a goal and you stick with what you need to do in order to meet your goal.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. Aside from setting goals and working on them, what else does self-discipline look like?
Well, like I said, self-discipline is about taking responsibility for yourself and knowing what behaviors you can and cannot do. It's showing self-control and not just acting without thinking. Self-discipline means controlling your feelings, words, and actions. It's an important skill for all of us to learn, and we have to show self-discipline in a lot of different places.
Like school?
Yeah, definitely in school. On the bus, walking in line, in the classroom. In school, you need a lot of self-discipline. That's how our brains grow. But it's also shown in how we treat others.
Kind of like knowing that teasing someone is wrong and stopping yourself from doing it.
Yeah, or listening to the teacher and following directions. Finishing your work.
You know, Roxy, maybe we should play a game with the kids.
What kind of game?
Well, I was thinking we could share a situation, and if it's an example of self-discipline, you give a thumbs up. And if it's not self-discipline, you give a thumbs down.
That's a great idea. Let's play. Okay, kids, get your thumbs ready. Thumbs up if it's self-discipline. Thumbs down if it's not.
Okay, number 1. When someone takes a toy from you, you ask for help instead of yelling or hitting the person.
That's right. It's a thumbs up. It's self-discipline because you chose to do the right thing and not hit or yell. Number 2, sneaking junk food whenever your parents leave the room.
Big thumbs down. That's not being responsible. It might be delicious, but we know it's not the right thing to do. Number 3, playing with your pencils instead of listening in class or doing your schoolwork.
That's right. It's another thumbs down. Number 4, saying you want to become a better reader and then reading every night, even when sometimes you don't feel like it.
Oh. Big thumbs up! That is self-discipline. Okay, number 5, following classroom rules and routines even when there is a substitute teacher.
That's definitely a thumbs up. When your teacher is out of the classroom, he or she should be able to count on you to do the right thing. We've talked a lot about taking responsibility for ourselves. There are some other words people sometimes use when they talk about self-discipline. Words like self-control, willpower, determination, or grit. All of these words are like self-discipline and taking responsibility for yourself.
I guess you could say that if you give up on your goals or you do things you know are wrong just because they're easy, or if you act impulsively without pausing to think first, it's the opposite of self-discipline.
That's right, Billy. In order to be successful, you need to be self-disciplined and take the steps to meet your goal. In fact, that reminds me of our quote of the week.
Quote of the week!
Self-discipline is a key ingredient to success.
Wow, that's a good quote, Roxy. You know, I think I really need to set a goal for myself to learn how to play this guitar.
The important thing to remember is to keep taking those steps to meet your goal. And don't give up. Well, I guess we'll see you kids next time on Munnday Motivators!
Nice, Roxy. Bye!